Am I the jerk for embarrassing my boyfriend at his party after I caught him lying? I show up to my boyfriend's birthday thing at his friend's house, and it's already loud, music, people everywhere. I walk in, and Jay, 16-year-old male, is like, babe, all happy, hugs, me, whatever. I'm thinking it's gonna be a good night. Then I notice he's wearing a hoodie that is 100% not his. Like, I know his clothes. This hoodie is newer, it smells like vanilla perfume, and the sleeves are rolled in that way girls do. I'm like, is that new? And he goes so fast. Yeah, my mom got it. His mom does not buy him anything. Be serious. I let it slide because I'm not trying to be the psycho girlfriend at a party, but it's sitting on my brain like a mosquito bite. Then, like an hour later, we're in the kitchen and his phone is on the counter, screen lighting up nonstop. I'm like trying to snoop. It's literally blowing up like a group chat emergency. A notification pops up from a girl named Talia. Don't let her steal it again. Steal what again? So I just look at him and go, what does that mean? And he does that thing where boys suddenly become astronauts and stare at the ceiling like they're searching for oxygen. He goes, nothing. She's talking about my hoodie, like from school. I'm like, Jay, you're wearing it now. He goes, yeah, but then his friend walks in and goes without thinking, yo, Talia's gonna be mad you wore her hoodie again, bro. I swear, my brain did that Windows shutdown noise. Jay's face drops. And he's like, shut up, man. And I'm suddenly sitting there like, because how am I supposed to react? Apparently, I'm the last person to know my boyfriend is borrowing another girl's hoodie, like it's a shared Netflix account. I step outside to breathe because I'm not about to cry in front of random people. I'm outside. I'm literally hearing them inside laughing, like actual giggling. That's what made me mad. So eventually they bring out the cake and everyone's recording and chanting his name like he just won a Grammy. Jay's acting all cute, making a wish, blah blah. And then his friend, the same one, goes, make a wish that your two girlfriends don't find out about each other. Everyone laughs like it's a joke. Jay laughs too. That's the part that actually cooked me. He looked at me, smiled, like I was supposed to laugh along. I didn't yell, I didn't freak out. I just said loud enough for everyone to hear, can you give Talia her hoodie back after you blow the candles out, or should I drop it off? Silence. The kind where the music feels too loud suddenly. Someone went, oh, because of course they did. Jay instantly goes, why would you say that? You're doing the most. And I said, oh, now I'm doing the most? You lied to my face twice, and your friends are literally joking about you having two girlfriends. He grabbed my arm, not hard, just like trying to pull me aside, and whispered, you're embarrassing me. And I whispered back, good. He got so mad. He put the cake down and walked away. Now people are texting me like, you ruined his birthday. That should have been private. You're petty. But I'm sorry. Am I supposed to wait until the party ends to find out that I'm being played? Like, is there a polite time to be disrespected? So, yeah, am I the jerk? Someone said, obviously not the jerk, but leave. Someone else said, not the jerk. He lied straight to your face, and his friends are literally joking about him having two girlfriends. You didn't ruin his birthday. He ruined it himself by being shady. Good time to look at everyone and say, I'll make it easy. Now you only have one girlfriend, and walk out the door. Am I the jerk for accidentally flashing my roommate's boyfriend? I, 21-year-old female, live with my roommate, who I'll call Kendra, 21-year-old female. Kendra has a boyfriend who I'll call James or something. This happened around 4 days ago. I'm in college with Kendra in a dorm. The college runs the dorms like the military. I won't say all the rules just because there are so many. One of the most important rules is that no boys are allowed in the girls' dorms, and vice versa. Kendra texted me that her boyfriend was coming over and to just be nice. I'm a very forgetful person. I think you can tell where this is going. I texted back that I would and it would be okay. Fast forward around a few hours later, he snuck in. I was just getting out of the shower. I forgot the towels in my bedroom, which was across the living room where her boyfriend was. I genuinely walked out naked and spotted Kendra's boyfriend covering his eyes. I immediately ran and got a towel to cover myself and apologized profusely to him. He said it was fine and it just scared him since he didn't know I was there. Kendra came back and they watched a movie while I was so embarrassed I literally hid under the covers. The next day I woke up with Kendra screaming in my face that I tried to steal her boyfriend. I got up and tried to explain. Apparently, her boyfriend told her in the morning before he left. She stormed out and is giving me the silent treatment as of now. I bought her fancy chocolates, a purse, even flowers like some Prince Charming. I saw that the stuff I bought her were getting sold on eBay and the flowers were in the trash. I know I messed up and try to take accountability, but she just walks around me like I'm a piece of decor. I think she just hates my guts. I feel so terrible. And I talked to my other friends about it. It was mixed or neutral stuff. I want to know how to fix this, especially since I'm living with her for a while. Someone said not the a-hole, but stop buying her apology gifts. You already owned it, apologized, and it was genuinely accidental. Her reaction is about jealousy and control, not you. If she's selling your stuff and trashing the flowers, that's not hurt feelings, that's hostile. Someone else said, if it's a genuine accident, then like effing obviously you're not the jerk. Your roommate is being an actual child. And someone said, not the jerk, but your roommate is breaking the dorm rules. Help, my roommate won't stop aggressively crapping. I'm a 24-year-old female, and my roommate is a 25-year-old female. Have been living together for around 6 months now. Everything seemed to be going dandy until a month in. Did I notice how frequently she went to the bathroom? Like number two, but more specifically, how awful it smelled. I want to clarify this isn't just your usual poop smell. I'm talking diarrhea galore as standard. I'd also like to specify that our bathroom doesn't have a window, so when the daily incident occurs, there is nowhere for the smell to go. I bought air fresheners, toilet tablets, and have 5 different cleansing products stationed next to the toilet for easy access, and she uses none of them. I feel like I'm losing my mind. Just so you can imagine a smell fraction of the pain I'm experiencing in my nasal passages. Picture the worst diarrhea you can think of, and then imagine you bottled it, mixed it with moldy eggs and diarrhea from a dead dog, throw it in a pot to simmer for 5 days, and then put it in a spray bottle to spray every surface of the bathroom for good measure. That is what I'm dealing with. Again, I will remind you, this is every day, sometimes twice. I'm in hell. Not only is this unsanitary at the bare minimum, but frankly disturbing, it's also a health sickness hazard. For those of you who don't know, diarrhea is highly contagious. Oh, I didn't know that. You can get sick with it being in the air. This mixed in with the lack of hygiene, while not using bleach or even antibacterial spray on the toilet after use, air fresheners, and choosing to leave the toilet door wide open, I'm starting to feel uncomfortable living in my own home. I've also mentioned for context that hygiene has been a more frequent issue I've had to bring up before. I also mentioned it in a compassionate and gentle way, as I never want her to feel self conscious or potentially impact her self esteem. Even when there had been blood smears left all over the kitchen bins and overall not doing any of the cleaning chores responsibilities. I still was aware and intentional to be gentle with how I communicated. However, I feel like I'm losing my mind at this point. How do I bring this up without potentially upsetting her or coming across as rude? Any suggestions would be greatly appreciated. Someone said, probably has IBS, but 2 times a day isn't wildly uncommon. Have you had an adult conversation about using the air freshener spray before everyone goes in so the bathroom doesn't stink? Someone said air fresheners will just make it the smell like crap mixed with flowers. They do nothing. I suggest leaving the bathroom fan on 24/7. I've been stealing my roommate's expensive groceries for a month because she's being a hypocrite. I know, it's crappy. But honestly, I don't care at this point. My roommate spends all her time complaining about being broke and asking for extra time to pay her half of the electric bill. But then she fills the kitchen with $12 jars of almond butter and those $4 individual glass bottle sodas. I got tired of eating generic brand everything while she's buying $9 loaves of artesian bread. So I just started using her stuff. I use her expensive olive oil for my cheap pasta, and I've been eating her fancy Greek yogurts for lunch almost every day. She's so scatterbrained, she doesn't even notice. She just thinks she ran out and goes to buy more. The thing is, she isn't even broke because the grocery prices. I saw her phone screen the other day when she was showing me a meme, and her notification were full of payment failed alerts for like 6 different streaming services and clothing boxes. I saw her money GPT report and it showed a lot of unnecessary expenses. She's just bad with money and expects me to subsidize her life by covering the utilities late every month. If she can't figure out how to manage her own bank account, that's not my problem. I'm just gonna keep eating her fancy food snacks until she actually pays me back for the gas money she owes me from 2 months ago. I'm basically charging her tax for being late. Someone said, yeah, no, I think she knows what you're doing and genuinely doesn't care. As long as you're shutting up about the bills and eating, she probably doesn't mind. Someone said, just say no. I can't give you extra time to pay your bill. If she asks why, just say it's difficult for you and stop stealing her stuff. Two wrongs don't make a right. Someone said thieves are gonna lie to just fight thievery. I'm addicted to seeing my wife topless at the beach. I'm a millennial from Italy. At the time, that was more common to see topless women at any age. I was extremely excited about them. After many years together with my wife, we like to play, and she goes topless whenever possible because she knows I'll get, in the mood the whole day. I become addicted, planning vacations only to see her walking around with only small underwear on. What's worse is I'm also pretty addicted to female muscles, and she got very strong after a couple of years lifting weights. Her muscled back, arms, and legs are hypnotizing me. I just stay at the beach staring at her all year round. Someone said, I don't think it's a confession to find your wife hot. Someone said, shh, let the man talk. Someone else said, your wife is so lucky to have such a good cheerleader who likes her body. And someone else said, breaking news, man finds his wife attractive. My boss and I are getting too close, and I'm a little worried. So, I'm a 19-year-old male, started my internship 4 months ago, and have been getting close with my boss. My boss, 27-year-old male, has been in a tough situation with his wife. She's gotten so busy after a promotion that she barely got the energy and time from my boss, that my boss started resenting her and would hang out with me instead. After work, we would just sometimes just sit in his car and talk about life for 2 hours. Sometimes we go out for a beer, and when he would get drunk, he would touch my hand and I would kiss his cheek and hug him. Now, I know it's wrong, but I also feel bad about him, and I feel good making him feel better. Should I quit my job? Someone says shut it down now. If you don't, I promise you will regret this. Someone says stop demonizing his wife. Cheaters always tell lies about their spouses. Also, why would you believe a cheater who is willing to betray his wife? Someone else said he's playing you and it's working. He wants you to feel bad for him and you're falling for it. Oh, oh my gosh, what? Dad cheating on my dying mom. I'm 17, and for the past 2 years, I was a part time caretaker for my mom since her cancer progressed, and she could no longer walk or do basic living things. When this happened, my dad rented her a small apartment and barely came to visit her, and my mom was always happy whenever he came. She would be depressed every day, but whenever my dad came to see her, even for 5 minutes, she was very happy. They've been married for 23 years, and my mom really did love him, so the possibility of her agreeing or allowing him to cheat is just ridiculous. My mom has now been hospitalized and is on hospice for the past 2 months. She's on a ventilator because she can't breathe. During this time, my dad has come to visit her a total of 3 times. I always try to give him grace because before my mom got sick, he was very devoting husband and always seemed happy. I thought maybe him being distant was his way of grieving. A couple days ago, my sister was borrowing his phone to send herself something, and she saw messages between him and another woman. She sent them to me, and ever since then, I feel like my whole world has broken. I haven't confronted my dad, and we've agreed, my siblings and I, to pretend that we don't know anything because we're not sure how he will react. Everything hurts. I can't sleep or eat properly. I miss my mom so much, but part of me is glad she doesn't know. I don't think my mom will be around for much longer, but I always thought at least I have my dad, but F him. It just kills me knowing I'll never have my family back. I don't know what to do. Has anyone been through something similar? I feel so betrayed and so alone. Hmm. Someone said, I used to work in a hospital, and oddly enough, this is a very common scenario. The only saving grace was if they had kids, they would usually be bedside, especially during the final days. Be there as much as you can. Someone else said, just make sure she doesn't know and try to comfort her the best you can. You can decide together how to deal with this with your father after all of this is over. I'm so sorry, it's horrible. Yeah, someone said, right now, your mom is priority. The fact that he moved Cancer Mom into a small apartment after 23 years of marriage says it all. Yeah, I really hope she's doing okay, and I hope the mom is doing better too. That is so unfortunate.